So today we're going to talk influencer ads. So we're going to go through where to find it. And I'm guessing not everyone here has made an influencer ad yet. So, or if you have, there's probably some things still to learn. So if you go to create a campaign, the first thing we discovered is that you cannot make an influencer ad, or it's not an option if your company page has not made a post yet. So we've actually run into instances where we have a newer company. They have yet to make their very first company page post. So influencer ads are not going to be an option for them. All you'd have to do to fix this is post anything. From one account, I literally just went in and posted the word test as a post from the company page. And then 2 seconds later, influencer ads were available. So it does have to be an active company that has at least made one post in its life. So next thing, the two that I'm aware of, objectives that can use influencer ads is brand awareness and engagement. So we don't have, I initially made mine with brand awareness. I don't think I realized at first that engagement was also an option. So I think for ours, I might go back. The big difference being, so brand awareness, there's not going to be like a CTA. There's not like a destination URL. It's just like placement. And then engagement, it does actually, I'm not sure what it does for influencer ads. For the typical posts from a company page, it would add a follow CTA. So if it does that for the personal side, that could actually be the more favorable, or maybe it's brand awareness for cold and engagement for retargeting. I'm not really sure yet. Like, this is still new, but for me, I like the idea that, yeah, if I run this as retargeting and I can like rack up personal page followers from this, like that would actually be really cool. I don't know, Jonathan, Josh,
And you can see your followers too. So that's another thing. LinkedIn's big on user privacy. So the added value here is that if you're getting follows in the analytics for the company page, it will break out where your organic follows are and your paid follows are, but you'll have information basically about who's engaging with your content. The individuals.
Cool. So
the actual individual.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You have to tie it back. LinkedIn's not going to explicitly tell you like, hey, these are the people. But if you had, 10 new followers, in a day, and you see from your LinkedIn campaign that you generated 8 new followers that day, well,
right.
8 of those 10.
So basically it doesn't tell you. Jonathan lied.
I got to do the math.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which means it doesn't exist. So next up, the other little quirk that I realized through my testing is that if you have LinkedIn Audience Network checked, it will not show influencer ads as an option. You actually have to uncheck LinkedIn Audience Network and then go to the next. Obviously, you would want to fix the targeting. You would want to, it bugs me that this is checked, but for this experiment, that's not necessary. But it is necessary to choose the right objective. Only one of those two so far that I know of. And you do have to disable the LinkedIn Audience Network for it to work.
Yeah, that's important to know, right? Like if you don't do that, you're over there like, why isn't it showing up?
It's not a placement option then if the LinkedIn Audience Network is enabled. So that was one thing that I discovered that I don't think is just common knowledge. Hold on, someone else is trying to come in. It's Faith. Or is she rejoining? So you do have to enable that. So again, this is stuff that I don't know, like if this information exists out there in the wild, and we're still learning as we go. So those two objectives have to disable LinkedIn Audience Network. And then you come to this screen. You then go to browse existing content. And this has changed. This is the screen that's changed. So it used to just be, I think, just company page. And then they split out to direct sponsored and company page. And now they have employee. So you'd have to click on employee. And then here you would start to type the name of the person that you want. So for example, let's do Carly. So as you start to type that person, their name comes up. So we could do Luis. I think even like some of our people, Natalia. Yeah, so almost everyone. Yeah, everyone that is attached to our company. Is Villa attached to this? No. All right, so let's go with Carly. I'm not sure if she's made posts in her. Yeah, she has for sure. Sorry for ever doubting you.
I repost. I'm shy to post my own stuff on LinkedIn, but I repost other people's things.
That was not a good example. My bad. I'll just go with myself. We'll be safe here. Okay. So the next thing, once you type in the person, you get all of their posts. Now, from everything I've read, it's supposed to be 6 months worth of posts. So it's not all the posts, it's 6 months. So for a normal human being, 6 months worth of posts might be 1 or 2 pages or 3 pages. Mine is like 20 pages because it's almost daily. And then the other cool thing, as you're going through these, when you click on them, you'll see the social interactions on there. And that's really big because just like the whole idea behind the screenshot kind of method is like trying to leverage organic in a paid way. So now we can do that without like the tricky UI. We can actually sponsor these. The limitations are it only works for completely text ad or text posts or single image and text posts. It does not work with carousels or videos, or if they load multiple images or documents or anything like that. What we did find though, I thought this was actually cool. Let's look at.
So all of your videos, you can't use those?
No, I can't sponsor those personal posts that have videos. I can only do the image ones or the copy for now. I mean, I could still take those videos and I could run them as ads, but yeah, I can't do whatever. So let's see. So Susanna actually has, I think, 3 or 4 clients that are going to be launching influencer ads. And this was really interesting. GIFs are supported. So because you can use a GIF in replacement of a single image, like look at this guy's influencer ads. Like this is actually, let me pick a good one. This is actually pretty cool because this is his post. And then it's actually just a GIF of him like scrolling through this big resource. And then he made it like a funnel where it has the link in there because you don't have a CTA in the post. So that would be a best practice is I would say you can go back and either edit it before, or I believe you can still edit your post after it's sponsored, but knowing that there's no like CTA button, you'd want to like you'd want to put, links and resources inside of the actual post. So you could have a little section that said additional resources, website, YouTube, newsletter, like demo, like all those links. You could also come in here and you could make comments with additional information. Like you could hype up your own post and put additional resources and then come in. So
one of
those
the things
are
to call out here really quickly too. So for people that put links in the actual post, it's been said that hurts the organic reach. So some people may be more inclined to put that as a comment in the post as opposed to putting it right there at the top. And then as a kind of follow up to that, if people click on that to view the comments, that counts as a retargetable action and not a chargeable click. So for brand awareness campaigns where you're not charged for chargeable clicks, it's not actually going to hurt you at all. And you'll have additional data you can use for retargeting.
I'm not 100% sure if we're clear on the exact charges of this, because when I went into creating a retargeting audience from this, it didn't show any difference in interactions versus chargeable clicks. Like the numbers were exactly the same. So it almost made, it's like one of those ads where any interaction counts as a click, or maybe it was because
you picked brand awareness.
Oh,
So Shayla
awareness
just
on those
posted
instead
about
of-
that today.
Yeah.
Brand awareness doesn't have chargeable clicks. It's only charging you on CPM.
But, well, I guess for retargeting audience, though, you would think it would still make the difference. The numbers were exactly the same, though. The number of chargeable clicks, the number of interactions were all.
Yeah,
Because
because chargeable clicks are the same thing as interactions because you don't get charged for them on brand awareness.
So this is cool. Some of the examples, like, and we're going to start showing these, like this guy had some good ones. So he made this post, of him in AdWorld, and, this is perfect kind of like retargeting. Obviously I would come in here, I'd probably flesh out this intro because he didn't really think about, using this as like an ad, but I would flesh out this intro, pack it with whatever, but this would be a great retargeting ad. So you get on their radar, they visit your website, and then they get retargeted with a personal post of yours, kind of like just putting it out there that you were featured in AdWorld, getting trust and credibility. And then he has those other ones that are like resources, great educational So this is the kind of stuff that we could envision people leveraging. But this is like, so the other thing I would say is, I wouldn't discourage anyone from using it. There's going to be ideal cases of people that this is absolutely amazing for. The biggest would be if they have an active personal profile, or someone in their company has an active LinkedIn profile that we can boost posts from because it has that baked in social engagement or whatever. But even if they don't, all else being equal, I have to believe that the exact same information posted from a personal profile would probably perform better than from the company. So even if they don't have any of this in place, if they don't have the dream situation, I would still imagine a lot of cases this will beat out a single image ad from the traditional campaign. So I would, and one of the things we want to do better is just educating our clients as well. So letting them know that this feature exists, what we might use that for. I might consider even taking a cold campaign. I really like them for the cold campaign because it's almost like video, because if you did it for brand awareness, any interaction is able to be pulled into retargeting. So it'd be, if they don't have video assets and they have single image assets that you are running for cold, doing a test where you take those exact image and text and try to put that through, have them post it from a personal profile and then boost it. If you did an A/B test and just split that budget, I could almost guarantee that we'd see more favorable results from the influencer one. And then it would funnel people into retargeting, because it would funnel them into retargeting faster, because we're not waiting for actual clicks to an actual landing page from a, learn more call to action. It's just, did we pique their interest, get on their radar, get some kind of interaction? It'd be like a 25% video view or something, maybe not as strong as a landing page visit, but better than nothing, or something to track. So we have this. And it's just I would say, anything else, text ads, you'll have, I guess the way the conversions would work, they're not interacting with it directly. So it would be more, let's see how it reports, because I do have conversion showing in mine already. So let's see. I don't know if they show us view conversions then, I would imagine. But yeah, they show us view conversions. Oh, and it shows click conversions. I guess so. They actually clicked and interacted in some way and then converted. So I guess that makes sense. And then some of them.
If you click on the image, I think whatever URL you have listed in the post acts as the click-through URL. Is that not true? Pull up one of them, click on one of them to open it up.
Yeah. Let's see. I need to go back and adjust these. Oh.
Yeah. And if you click on the image, does it just open the image, or does it take you somewhere?
Yeah,
it just
opens
it.
like this. Yeah. So yeah, what I need to do even for mine is go back in here, and I would use the space and plug in our. So yeah, I would say this though. So what Jonathan said would be true for organic. So normally in an organic post, I wouldn't want to put the links in here, but now we're really not relying on organic reach at this point. This is a post that's already been posted. Probably within a couple of days, whatever organic reach it is going to get is going to go and leave. And then from then on, it's only paid reach. So if we're paying for that reach and guaranteeing distribution, we don't have to rely on the organic rules, which is a benefit. We can actually put links in here. We can do whatever we want that would normally hinder the results. We can not care about that. Just stuff it with those resource links at the bottom. And it shouldn't affect the paid reach at all, because we're paying for that guaranteed kind of delivery. I'm sure once they change some of these options, they had that image option where they had a clickable link on the image that they were able to do, or there might be, I guess once we get into some of the other ad types, it might make it easier. But the other big thing it opens up is, look at that real estate space. So you also go from having how many, 600 character limit in LinkedIn ads to, I forget what the character limit is for personal posts, but that's a lot more real estate that you have that a traditional ad doesn't have available. So what we're going to do with that, I'm not entirely sure, because we're not in a position to be ghostwriting organic posts for our people at this point yet on any kind of scale. Once we get our own content offering like up and moving, I would say, well, that would be like more video too, but eventually I would see like us, what we're doing on the organic side feeding into like creating assets for the ad side. But at this point, this is going to be one of those things where we can give them best practices. They're going to have to post this themselves from their personal profile. Like we don't have access to their personal profile to do it for them, nor do I think, are we going to try to get into that? So you're also, going to have to walk them through some of this stuff. Let's see. Anyone have any questions so far on these influencer ads?
And this might be like specifically relevant for some of you guys. I know there's clients that have asked about this in the past because you guys have asked me. And, at the time, there just wasn't a way, but now there is. And, it's really big, especially if you have a client that's an influencer, has like mini influencers in their lineup. Like this is going to be a good option for them to integrate into their campaigns.
Yeah, and so some of the strategies, I'll go a couple more things. So some of the basic strategies would be, okay, so okay, cool. This is what they are and how you use them. So what do you actually do, or what can you do? So the short answer is we're still in testing, but my mind tells me that there's a lot of exciting stuff we can do. So a couple of things. First, I would say keep it in line with our overall kind of framework. If you're going to use it in cold, I would use the exact same. Make the post, either just swap out the same assets, tell them exactly, this is who we are, this is what we do, this is who we serve, these are the results that we get for clients, these are the main pain points we solve. Use that as a post, sponsor that, put that in the cold. If it makes sense for retargeting, like, hey, we were mentioned in Ad World, hey, we're featured in Forbes, hey, we just whatever. Those kind of similar post ideas would be great in retargeting. So have them actually put those out or find those that already exist and then pull them into retargeting. The other thing is, I think company culture could be a great little category for us or for companies to start running as ads. Kind of like it's kind of branding, but imagine this, like instead of running ads that say, hey, our team, we have a great culture here at Impactable, our team loves to learn and grow. Imagine if we just specifically picked like 3, 4, 5 people from our company, had them create these posts talking about their experience with Impactable, how they've, loved serving the clients and getting great results, or a great result this client got. So instead of taking that experience and making an ad of it, we have our people post it and then sponsor those posts. So now, I think part of it is the prospects are not going to know that they're being marketed to. So they're going to interact with some personal post that they didn't know was an ad. That's going to trigger them into retargeting. They're going to start seeing these other employee posts pop up talking about how great the company is, how big of a win they're making for clients, how their company was featured in Forbes last week. All of the stuff that's popping up on the prospects feed that's paid retargeting, but looks organic and feels like they're just discovering this cool company that everyone seems to love. Even testimonials could be done this way. All you have to do in order to make a post of this nature would be to be attached to the company page. So imagine if part of my experience, I was strategic advisor to, let's say, to Hockey Stack. Now, Hockey Stack could then pay for me to make a post talking about how Hockey Stack is amazing attribution for LinkedIn ads, and I endorse it as whatever. Instead of them running an ad that says Justin at Impactable approves our product, they can literally just sponsor my post from their account because I'm attached to their company page. So testimonials or partnerships, like third-party validation, I think that would be a huge way to use it, where you get people to kind of partner with your company, get them to make those personal posts, and then you sponsor those from your company ad account. So that, again, you're getting third-party validation, testimonials, trust and credibility, but it doesn't look like an ad. It looks like these respected people in the surrounding community are saying good things about you. Because I guess the big thing is this way it shows up. I guess I should have shown this better. The way it shows up, it doesn't say promoted and then all this. It looks like a regular post name, image, your title, and then underneath the title, it says promoted. So the way that shows up in a feed is also really sneaky, because when I'm going through here, like, and when you see like regular ads, they usually look very much like ads. And now I'm not going to get marketed to. Dun, dun, dun. I guess no one wants to advertise right now. Let's read. Okay, so yeah, like just the company logo, it's not personal. The name, followers, promoted. I guess it shows up like that, but the way that that influencer ad shows up in the feed versus the way like a typical ad shows up in the feed, it just looks very advertising, and like, you know, everything about it, even the CTA. So I am really glad, like I wouldn't want them to add this section with the CTA. Like it really destroys the natural feel of it. But a person's face right here, the person's name, title here, like just everything about it just feels more natural. So I don't think it's gonna, it shouldn't replace anything major. It needs to be a part of it. I don't think if a company decided to only use influencer ads for cold and retargeting, they probably look very small. I think it needs to be a healthy mix of some personal, and probably like a small minority of the ads would come this way. It's things that you maybe can deliver messaging, ideas that you want to get across, that you kind of want to hide a little bit or soften coming from a personal account versus a company account. But so far, I'm trying to think, I think that's everything I know about it so far. I need to experiment more with running them as engagement and seeing what that follower boost actually looks like. And like, little things like, I'm sure the cost per follower isn't going to be like amazing. That's just like a side benefit. But so far it seems pretty encouraging, the results. Questions, concerns, comments,
Just
ideas?
a comment or two. I know that because I had one client who was asking a lot about this, so I had to look in a little bit. But like a couple other things, like you can sponsor them in, you can't duplicate the same thing over and over again and try to make any changes to them. You can just sponsor them in. And then also remind your client that the person that you're using the ads from has to approve each post that you're going to be using.
Sorry, I missed some very important steps here. So let me go back over that part. Okay, so whoops. With these ads, so the way you actually let me do the actual ads. Okay, we'll get there. All right, so the way you actually do it is when you go and you find the employee. So the posts look like this. So you have to find the post you want, and then you hit request. I don't actually want to sponsor this. Jonathan, you have anything good? No, never mind. I don't care. No, we don't care about that for sure.
Jeez.
So anyway, okay, we'll do this. We're not actually going to sponsor this. But so you hit request. It gives you this. You send the request. Let me do just a couple so you can see. You can ignore these ones, Jonathan. All right, so I'm just going to send these requests. After you send them in this little section, so I'm still in the employee, but now over here, you have a request section. Everything that you've sent for request will be in here, and then you'll have the status. Here's the status is approved. Some of these newest ones are pendings. And then what happens next is it triggers an email to the person, and it's a separate email with separate approval for every single post. So if you have 10 posts that you want to approve, it'll send 10 emails, each asking for approval for each one. And so Jonathan has to do that. If they say they didn't get the email, then what you can do is you can copy this link here and you can send it to them. And then it looks like this. Okay, well, he'd have to do it from his, but it would pop up and it would say request for this, whatever. He clicks in and then he clicks approved. Once he approves, this changes to approved. And then I can grab those approved ads and I can come over here and I hit sponsor. And then it's just like normal for all the other campaigns. They'll show over there. You just can't edit anything from that other view because everything's here. What I've done though is I have sponsored the same posts from different campaigns. So I have some of these posts both in a cold campaign and in a retargeting. So if they see one of those posts, they get drawn into retargeting and they'll see the other ones. And I put this one as like a 30-day. So you can use the same assets in different layers. You can't just duplicate it. You essentially have to go, I think once you get the post approved though, once you go into this section on any campaign, all of your approved posts like will still be there. So you can continue to reuse the same ones without constantly getting new approval. But yeah, this is definitely completely new process that I just wanted to expose you guys to it. That was a good question, Tina. Any other questions or things I missed, which is possible?
I have a
Beautiful.
question. Do they think that videos will be something they'll do later? Because one client specifically wanted to sponsor his CEO's videos and I let him know he couldn't. But is that
Yeah.
something that they might do later on, or I haven't heard
Yeah.
anything yet?
I haven't heard anything yet. I have to imagine that carousels and videos would be next. I imagine videos, yes, specifically would be next, but I have not heard confirmation or seen a timeline of that. So logically, I would assume that it eventually has to, and I'm excited about that because yeah, I mean, there's a lot of video stuff that I would love to sponsor, but surprisingly, my best stuff is text and image. So I'm not really too sore about it right now, but I imagine that's down the road. Anyone else? Okay. That is actually all I was going to cover with you guys today is just the influencer ads. So you can reclaim your time and do something special with your life. Or not, just take a nap or
Beautiful.
clear out more emails that probably stacked in.
I'd better see requests for naps if that's what people are going to do.
Yeah, exactly right. All right. Thank you guys.
Nap pots.
Yeah, those are expensive. Those are expensive. All right.
They boost
Right.
productivity, okay?
No.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
All
Thank
right,
you.
see you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.